was lots of talk of front runners before this conclave, lots of names of the so-called top contenders. It all turned out to be wrong, including the notion Canadian Cardinal Marc Ouellette would be chosen. For the Canadian reaction tonight, we begin with Christina Stevens, who is outside St. Michael's Church in Toronto. Christina?
Well, Donna, it has been a long day here, one full of anticipation, excitement, and in the end, for some, a little bit of a letdown. Inside St. Michael's Cathedral, parishioners were told to pray for a new pope, prayers that were soon answered.
I'm very happy, very happy, because it was my prayer to have a pope from somewhere else, not necessarily Europe. So I'm very happy to see that they elected a pope from Latin America.
It's fantastic, isn't it? You know, there's been a lot of talk about having a non-European pope. To have someone who's had the skills, has the background that's required, as well as being able to represent the world's church, not from Italy, not from Europe, is, I mean, it's another momentous change, isn't it?
But of course, it wasn't, in the end, what many here had hoped for, a Canadian.
I wasn't disappointed, but I guess for Cardinal Ouellette, my sense of support for him isn't wavering. I think he's an excellent cardinal, and I think he has served the church well.
There was, however, among some, a sense of disappointment.
Yeah, I think there's always a little bit. I think we had two very strong contenders, for sure, that were being talked about in the media. So, but you know, it's the Holy Spirit kind of helps guide the decision of the cardinal, so I'm sure it's the right choice for the church.
I was hoping it will be the Canadian, but I'm happy we have a new pope. I just prayed.
There is also hope for the future.
Hopefully the church will now turn a little more progressive, speaking as an old Roman Catholic.
But outside of this world, there appears to be little interest.
I'm not a religious person, and it's never really affected my life, so I've just never really gotten into it.
We're not necessarily concerned about a public figure. It's kind of like how Canada's distanced themselves from the Queen.
If your faith is not speaking to the reality of your lives, then what is your faith speaking to? And so many people have disconnected from the church.
A disconnect Canadian Catholics hope a new pope can bridge. Now, even though he's not Canadian, everyone here is very convinced that Pope Francis I is most certainly the right man for the job. Donna?
All right, Christina Stevens, thanks.